And here we are, part two. Let's see if I can fix that little. Maybe I can just move the chair over. Let's see. Maybe I can do it like. Well, I guess it would have to be my body that would put to move, huh? Uh, 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 I guess that's a little better. Okay, but here we are, part two. Hey, Red Violet. Hey, Shaylin. Yep, we back. And we just getting ready to start in on part two. Uh, somebody didn't realize that you was the blessing, and they made a decision that now they understand that dang, this is like everything is torn down. This person, it was just a matter of time before I feel like their relationships were affected because somebody clearly did not listen to the call, clearly did not listen to the call. They refused to. They thought that their intuition was telling them to go in one way, but their intuition was telling it. They thought their intuition was telling them to go in one way for this material harvest, but really their intuition was telling them don't go in that way, don't go that way. you know and so now somebody is stuck with somebody that they know is just greedy, is just envious, is just trying to be with them to have their money. They know that all they really want is what that person got. That's it. That's it. But see, they, like I said, someone refused to listen to their intuition whenever it came to something that was shiny, because this somebody has something that was shiny. They was like, look at how shiny this is. You only know intuition. But now this person understanding that it's their destiny, that this is part of what they had signed up for. Whenever they made this agreement with spirit, this is part of what they signed up for. So that's why they understand, why you had to move on or why they have to go on this journey, probably by themselves right now. We're gonna see what else this other deck brings. But yes, mm, mm, mm. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Wands. Someone having to protect themselves. Yeah, from all this black magic, all this bullshit that they was doing coming back on them. They having to protect themselves, but you know what? They know that hey, this is their responsibility. They know that this is what they set out. They know that this is spirit letting them know that no, it's on. It's on and it's popping. Someone finally had to like set themselves free, from somebody they were sitting there believing the lies, or allowing themselves to believe the lies. Somebody finally, like, I feel like when somebody went to go see somebody, that's whenever they knew it was time for them to leave. Yep, because something happened. Because this is 8 and 8. Oh no, that's 7 and 8. Sorry. Y'all see I got these thick ass glasses on. But yeah, somebody went and saw something, or saw somebody, went and traveled, and that's when they knew that it was time to leave. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like they was doing, this person had did something that happened a long time ago, like had tried to repeat something from a long time ago. Like this person was, going to see if the same thing worked. And that's why this person decided that they had to put an end to something, you know, because they had different plans. They didn't want something, maybe they had a son or something like that, and so this person had to make a judgment call because they knew that somebody was trying to harm their son. And it's exactly what this Queen of Cups had said, and like uh had talked about, or had did something. Sasha, if you don't stop it, let me put her ass outside. Shit, me. And then your ass is gonna stay outside. This Queen of Cups had like maybe had spoke about something, had something about a cycle. Maybe this Queen of Cups had went through this cycle before, but something about a cycle, yeah, had maybe went through this cycle before with this person and knew what was getting ready to happen or what somebody's aim was, and they knew it was to play tricks on this whole. It was just to play a game with this family. That's all it was. That's all it was. That queen, that queen knew how to move. That queen told that person how to move because the queen was the only one that could make the move. Because the queen is the only one that can move anywhere that queen wanted and be cool. And that's exactly what happened. That queen had told somebody how to move. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But see, they instead of them moving like she said, they chose to work with that person anyway. They chose to work with that person anyway. And now everybody's gossiping. Everybody's talking about how somebody, got themselves caught up or whatever. Or what somebody was trying to do to you. I mean, people are talking. And it's not a positive thing. Hey, J Mike. Mm-hmm. Something about this King of Pentacles. This is somebody who was holding this shiny object. This is the person that was holding that shiny object. That's the one that you said, this is who you need to protect yourself from. That's who you need to protect yourself from, you know. But instead, somebody was trying to get at you, and knowing that how spiritual you was, that you had some spiritual throne or something like that. But this person couldn't get at you, and that's what, you was too protected. You was too protected from because somebody they thought this person thought they was a player and they was gonna try and give you some type of heartache and heartbreak, but you was too protected. Shit, you wasn't even interested. It had nothing to do with protection. It was like you was like, oh, I'm so good on you. No, you have too many red flags that I can't even see if there's a blue flag up in there. No. This person thought that they was a player. And when you rejected them, oh, damn, that shit hurt their feelings. And see, you didn't even know, you was not even aware how bad they feelings was hurt. You was not aware at that moment when you said, Ninja, if you don't get your old nasty ass up out of my face. First of all, let's go ahead and address your dragon breath. We're going to start there. Then we're going to talk about this, that, and the other, and the fact that you got all that wax coming out your ears. Then, when was the last time you even went to a barber? You don't have to, it's not mandatory for you to have a unibrow. You can actually have two eyebrows, not just one thick ass one, or somebody just broke it down. They started from the outside, then they was talking about the inside of the motherfucker. And personality, what personality? You a person, yes. And you were, well, we was calling you ality, but we don't even know what that fuck means. Something about, you just broke it down. You was like, and I'm not even interested in you. I've never been interested in you. I don't even like you. I was just saying hello. I was just being polite, But since that day, that motherfucker sent out like a pack that somebody was gonna break you down. They sent it out that they made it their life purpose. They was going to avenge this and they was gonna get your ass. They made it purpose. They said with my last fucking breath, I plan on bringing that HBIC or HNIC or whatever the nationality down. But Spirit said, oh, that's what you want to do? That's what your decision is? That's what you want to do? And you trying to do this against her? Well, she ain't even do nothing against you. All she said was she wasn't interested and she thought she would be better off with somebody else. And then the next thing you know, you got it out to try and tear her and her family down. All this trying to get at her and the kids, fucking around with the son or something like that, causing a generational curse. And then you gonna try and leave like you ain't done shit? You gonna try and leave like you ain't done shit? Like, hey, it's me. I'm free. I ain't done nothing. Look, I don't have nothing in my hands except my witch stick. Oh, no, I could never do that. But see, something about the company that somebody keeps coming right back around. Something about some papers, some documents, something. The company you keep, something about somebody thought that they could do something to this star. They thought that they could do something to this star. They really did. And now someone feels like it's in their best of interest after they done held back to bring this little cup of love. Hey, AJ. Hey, Lamla. And the only reason that they're doing that is because somebody that they work with, it's not doing good at all. This person is on their last, quote unquote, leg. Their last breath. This person's like losing their mind. And that's giving someone pause for some concern, because all of a sudden somebody wanted to look at their own behavior and what may be coming to them. That's when they started really thinking, did they get their wish fulfillment? Did they get what they really wanted? I mean, are they really happy with the choices that they made and the repercussions that will be coming back on them? And they started really looking closely at everything that they worked on. Everything. And then they started really kind of regretting, and then kind of hoping and wishing that maybe they could, make amends with you. Because this person knows that the actions that they chose, regardless, they're going to have to pay the piper. For some reason, the actions that they chose had to deal with your money, had to deal with your money. Your money would be a lot further ahead. You would have a lot more, but somebody did something behind your back And they did. And this had to do with maybe uh, somebody that was helping you out in the past, or somebody that left something to you in the past. Somebody that left something to you a long time ago. And that person squandered it. They squandered it. You know, they thought about what they could use, what they could, they's going to take a little bit from here, take a little bit from, and now there's nothing. They squandered it. And then, instead of them telling everybody that they squandered it, they tried to make up these little lies, these little innocent lies about it. How they would help you, how they gave to you, how they helped you do this, they helped you do that, when they didn't really help you do anything. You had moved away and you had been gone for a long time. For a long time. You have been strong on your own for a long time. So somebody was lying. Because you're the only one that can move anywhere you want, and you could. But see, this person, they couldn't. That's what I'm saying. Somebody had to bite your rhymes. They had to pilfer from what was left for you. Something was left for you, and they squandered it. Somebody that loved you, could have been a grandparent, somebody, family member, somebody that had something specifically for you, and this person regrets that they never gave it to you. Because the thing was, it was supposed to wait until you was a certain age, and then you was going to get it. But see, this person, they decided to do something else with it. You know, they was trying to be all showboaty. Then they're gonna sit there and have you just, you know, after they done cast some whatever at you, have to defend yourself and pull yourself up out the mud. And then this person lying on you about having to pull yourself up out the mud. Hey, Satan. What's the message? Some type of communication's coming in. Could be from this person who's really been thinking about some things, especially about all these fucking lies and shit. Especially whenever they're exposed. That's a perfect time when someone starts thinking about the lies and shit. Now they regret that they didn't give you what they were supposed to give you. They tried to steal your inheritance. Now they regret that shit. Take the day off, Red Violet. I mean, if you can't afford to take it off from work, but just take it off from, you know, stress and worries. All is well. All is well. Yeah. Something about that somebody's watching the wheel of fortune come back around. You know, you are flourishing, and somebody else, the actions, they're receiving the repercussions of their actions. This is something that somebody thought that they would never, ever, ever see, and they're confused. They're listening to you. They're looking at this other person, and they're confused. They never thought that it would end up like that. It's like they sat there and they told everybody that you was a liar, that you didn't know what you was talking about. They told everybody that you was a fucking liar. You didn't know what you was talking about. You was making half the shit up, only to find out that everybody now knows that you was just telling the truth. That actually you knew what the hell was going on because you stood head and shoulders above the rest. They sitting here competing with you. Here you are standing way above them. There is no competition. This is why you got to walk away and you put all this shit to rest. You don't even think about it no more. You don't even think about it no more. You like, hey, it is what it is, whatever. Now somebody want to see how if they can be forgiven. That's what they want. They want forgiveness for their actions. They want forgiveness because they chose not to choose you when now they understand and that guess what? You are the chosen one. They understand now all that tricks, all that manipulation, all those tricks, all that manipulation, they couldn't even touch you. Them and anybody else they worked with couldn't touch you because they now understand that you was an earth angel and all that shit that they sent out on you. Oh, they hate that that shit got them. They hate that they got them. They thought they knew it. They thought they had a plan. They thought they had a plan from a long time ago how they was going to get this money by tomorrow because they said they was just going to leave you out in the cold. They felt like you was never, ever, ever going to amount to nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. If there was a nothing for you to amount to, that would have been it. Only to find out not only did you amount to something, but you really closed some cycles. You really grew, and now you're on your own. You are a business owner. Now you are a business owner, a thriving business owner. You doing the damn thing. And if you don't own your business, then you are the king of your own castle. But they see that you running your own shit. Ain't nobody helping you. You doing the damn thing. And now everybody's looking at this person like all that shit that they was talking. All that shit that they was talking. They talked all that shit trying to make it seem like you wasn't running your household. Like you didn't know what the fuck was going on. You was always drunk. You was always high. You was always this. You was always that. But the truth of the matter is you was always on your game. You was always doing your thing. You was always taking care of your business. That's the truth of the matter. You was always taking care of your business. But of all the stuff that could have blown you over with a feather was to find out that you had your own Judas, your own secret enemy that was working against you, living with you, projecting on you. This was somebody that was supposed to have loved you. This is somebody that you loved. But this is somebody that, like I said, those generational curses, they wanted to inflict this pain on you. They don't realize that they inflicted this pain starting with them. Now this person is realizing how much love and dedication that you actually have for them. Now this person understands and they look and they like, wait, not only do you have your own shiny thing that you're protective of. See, the other person was flaunting theirs. They was flaunting theirs for the entire world to see. But you wasn't. You're humble. Not only did you have your own shiny thing, but you also have a big ass cup of love. Not only do you have that, but Spirit has elevated you. You sit on your own throne. God has blessed you. Everybody near and far, all around the mountains, all around the earth and the valleys and everything. Everybody can see how blessed you are. Everyone can see how God has elevated you. And given to you for you to be able to turn around and bless others. Somebody missed it. They didn't understand the work that you do. That's what it was. Somebody did not understand the work that you do. They did not understand that you work with heaven. You work with God. You work with angels because you are a star. This is why you're so happy. This is why you're confident. This is why God has given you so much power. This is why God has given you a seat at the table. This is why you are the matriarch. Because you're the only one strong enough to deal with that type of adversity. All right, y'all. I got to log off. I got 3 minutes. It's going to take me probably 10, 15, because I'm going to do it slow. Log on, do my straight 8, and I'll be back this evening. Thank you so very much. Hey, Bragsy, I didn't have a chance to say hello. And her, Taro, hello. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. Part 1 and part 2. This is the only time that we're doing the 2 of these and 1 of these when we're talking about the part 1 and part 2. Other than that, when we're doing the Sweet Spot Gang sound, we're doing the 2 of these and the 1 of these. All right, y'all. I love y'all. See you this evening. Have a great day. Bye now.